Hello, welcome to Algoma Family Services Community Kitchen at Home Edition. I'm Sherry Beaton. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, we're right in the heart of the festive season, and we've been preparing those traditional meals that we enjoy so much and really look forward to, and of course the one being the roast turkey. We did roast a turkey here for Christmas Day at our house, and we've enjoyed several leftover meals afterwards, hot meals and sandwiches. And now it's time to make the turkey stock. Many of you probably already do that, but if you haven't done it before and you're interested in learning how to make stock from bones that you have left over from a roast turkey, a roast chicken, a roast beef, roast pork, whatever you have, stay tuned for today's episode. We're going to make turkey stock. Before we get started, please take 20 seconds to wash your hands with warm water and soap. Let's review the ingredients we'll be using today to make the rich turkey stock. We'll be starting with all the leftover bits and bones from your roast turkey. That's including the skin and the neck if you cooked it along with your turkey. We'll be using approximately 14 cups of cold water, 2 medium onions cut into chunks, and 1 large carrot cut into chunks. 1 or 2 celery stalks cut into chunks is also a nice addition. I just don't have any today on hand. You could also add 2 cloves of chopped garlic. You don't need to add any more seasonings at this point, but if you do, you can use the ones that we're using today, or you can use what your family prefers and what you have on hand. Today we'll be using 2 teaspoons of peppercorns, 1.5 teaspoons of thyme leaves, and 1 bay leaf. I won't be adding salt to the recipe today. I prefer to add the salt when I'm using the stock in a specific recipe. Step 1. Remove any large, easy to remove pieces of turkey remaining on the bones and set aside. Break up the bones and place them in a large stock pot, Dutch oven, or roast pan. Add the onions, carrots, and seasonings. Add cold water, enough to cover the bones. Cover the pot or pan with the lid or with foil. Step 2. Set the covered pot on the burner and turn it to medium-high heat. Bring it to a boil. When it's reached the boil, reduce the heat to medium-low and simmer the stock for approximately 2.5 hours, keeping it covered. Step 3. Strain the stock and pour it into jars or containers to store in the refrigerator or freezer. If you plan on storing it in the freezer, be sure to leave 1-inch headspace in the top of your container. A manageable way to strain the stock is to start by placing a colander in a large bowl. Scoop out all of the solids that you can into the colander and let it drain. Then place a mesh strainer over a pot and pour the rest of the stock through the mesh strainer. Be sure to go back and salvage the stock that has drained from the colander into the bowl. Step 4. Be sure to wash your hands before you start this step. When the bones have cooled enough to handle, remove all of the remaining meat from the bones and add to what you initially set aside. It's a messy step, but definitely worthwhile. Today, I salvaged 1.5 pounds of boneless cooked turkey to use in soup, stew, a stir fry, or any other recipe that calls for cooked boneless chicken or turkey. Our turkey stock is all done. All we needed was a little bit of thyme, some basic ingredients, and a leftover roast turkey. But you can use whatever you have in your refrigerator, whether it's a roast chicken, roast beef perhaps, roast pork, anything will work to make good stock. And the stock that we've made today is good. It's healthy for your family. There are no additives, no preservatives, so you know what's in it. Mine's all ready to go in the freezer. I'm using some recycled jars. And I'll use mine at a later date for some soup or stew, or really in any recipe that calls for chicken broth or turkey broth. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you enjoy using up the rest of and the best of the leftovers from your holiday meals. Until next time, stay well, stay safe. Bye for now.